Thank you very much, Maharishi, for this very beautiful answer to a question from the press on the nature of Vedic engineering. I would like to raise a follow-up question from the press and then perhaps add a comment and then let Maharishi respond to the question. The follow-up question is, how can a Vedic engineer create anything from an empty box? What is the methodology? What are the mechanics? And I thought I might just add that the most important discovery of cosmology of this past year, in fact, what's been considered to be the most important discovery from the standpoint of modern science for the entire year, is the discovery of the emergence of the universe from emptiness. The so-called discovery of vacuum energy, the so-called discovery of dark energy, shows the mechanics through which this universe emerged. And it's a remarkable mechanics, really. The whole emergence of the cosmos, as governed by Einstein's electrodynamic field equations, so-called, the whole emergence of the universe and the expansion and evolution of the universe is fueled by what is called vacuum energy. Vacuum energy is a purely unmanifest impulse. It is an impulse within the unmanifest source of the manifest universe. Modern physics, modern cosmology, of course, has discovered the unmanifest and verified the wisdom of Maharishi's Vedic science through its own approach, through its own objective mathematical language. And this latest discovery shows that not only does this unmanifest exist, but it is in fact the prime mover. It is the origin of the emergence of the entire universe. The so-called vacuum energy or dark energy isn't energy. It isn't matter. It's neither particle nor force, not matter nor energy. It is purely transcendental in its nature. It is invisible to the laws of physics, transcendental to the laws of physics. But these fluctuations in the vacuum, these unmanifest impulses exist, and it is these unmanifest impulses that fuel the emergence of the entire universe in the so-called early inflationary epoch of the universe. In the first fractions of a second following the so-called Big Bang, the emergence of the universe 13,700,000,000 years ago, this whole emergence from the very beginning and the immediate expansion of the cosmos by about 100 powers of 10, all of this was fueled by a purely unmanifest impulse known as dark energy or vacuum energy in the language of modern science, or the vrittis of Atma, impulses of the self, in the language of Maharishi's Vedic science. From such a transcendental impulse, from such an unmanifest impulse, the whole universe emerges. And part of this remarkable discovery of cosmology is that the expansion of the universe today is accelerating, and this accelerating rate of expansion of the universe is continually fueled by these unmanifest impulses, so-called vacuum energy or dark energy. So from a scientific perspective, we could say the answer to this question from the press, how can a Vedic engineer create anything from an empty box? Well, the universe itself is a living example of what can be created from nothing, from an unmanifest impulse in the transcendental area. Beyond time and space emerges. And finally, as Maharishi mentioned, this isn't really the time to spend a lifetime of education theorizing about it, exploring it mathematically or experimentally through the approach of test tube science. This is the time to live the fruit of such knowledge. And Maharishi has just laid out the fruit of such knowledge, the engineering associated with total knowledge, and that is Vedic engineering, owning those mechanics so profoundly within, through the practice of transcendental meditation, as Maharishi just explained, and through the TM City program, owning those mechanics so thoroughly within ourselves of how an unmanifest impulse of what Maharishi calls softest thinking and impulsive consciousness can mobilize the totality of natural law for the effortless fulfillment of any aspiration. So we certainly see from the standpoint of cosmology, as well as physics, as well as physiology, in the example Maharishi just gave, how intelligence itself, which is abstract, which is consciousness, gives rise to the precipitated form of the human physiology. All of these are examples of Vedic engineering confirmed by modern science. So it seems pretty clear from the scientific perspective of how a Vedic engineer, skilled with the experience and knowledge of how to move the unmanifest field of total natural law within one's own consciousness, can create anything from an empty box. The universe itself is an example of the practical application of Vedic engineering. So I'd like to pose this question from the press to Maharishi again. How can, from the standpoint of Maharishi's Vedic science, how can a Vedic engineer create anything from an empty box? What is the methodology? What are the mechanics?
Methodology is very simple, it's automatic, it's very simple. The thing is, you have in physics, if you want to explain in terms of physics, you have in physics theory of attention. Wherever the attention goes, it does something to the object. Just that. Now, what the Vedic technology does? Vedic technology takes the attention. Where does it take? It takes to the unmanifest field. Transcendental consciousness is the unmanifest field. There, the attention goes, and when the attention goes there, it does something to it. What it does? It brings to the attention all the qualities, all the abilities, all the creativities that are there. And what is there? We know from one more example. The hollowness of a seed, hollowness of a banyan seed. The whole tree springs from the hollowness. The whole tree. Now the question is, how the hollowness, which is nothingness, can raise such a tree? How the hollowness, which is nothingness, can raise the whole tree? It's not a matter of question how. You see, it happens. In transcendental meditation, the mind goes to that field of hollowness, nothingness, so to say, transcendental consciousness, nothingness. And then that value of nothingness, that characteristic quality of nothingness becomes the characteristic quality of the mind. The mind assumes the characteristic quality of nothingness. The mind assumes the quality of that characteristic of nothingness. And then the mind is lively, just as the hollowness itself sprouts and becomes a tree and grows and becomes a tree and all those things automatically. It is in the nature of it. It is in the nature of it. It's not a human creation. It's a cosmic creation. So what works there is what Dr. Hegland just said, what we always say, individual is cosmic. So this cosmic nature is what accomplishes the growth and takes it to the supreme level. And in the supreme level, it takes to the level of the origin, emptiness. The emptiness becomes a sprouting and becomes a tree and branches and leaves and becomes a fruit and then becomes the same seed and same emptiness. So from emptiness to emptiness. Who makes it? Who makes it? Who makes it? The explanation from the Vedic point of view is that emptiness is full of memories. They call it smriti. Smriti. Innumerable smritis. Smritis are there. And the smritis are, memory is always of something of the past. Something was there in the past and its memory remains. Memory remains means that physical doesn't disappear, that physical disappears, and non-physical, just the memory. Abstract memory remains, and that abstract memory again comes up. If it's a mango seed, then mango will come up naturally. If it is apple seed, apple will come up naturally. Naturally. Who brings it out? No. It brings it out itself because it has the memory of everything that the tree is, everything that the fruit is, everything that the process of evolution is. Only through the technique of aligning our awareness with that area, the quality of that area is imbibed in our awareness, and then we begin to make anything out of nothing. The practice of transcendental meditation is just for that we become familiar with the transcendental value, and in the transcendental value, the world of diversity is there, the whole world. And what is there? Unmanifest value. What is there? Smriti, this is what you call memory. Just the memory is there. So the memory, the Sanskrit expression for it is yatha purvam akalpayat. Yatha purvam akalpayat. The memory means as it was before. For a mango tree, in that hollowness of the mango seed, as the tree was before. Nothing new had to happen. Mango seed will always give rise to mango. Any seed will give rise to the same tree which was before. So there is nothing new. Even in English, there is that phrase, there is nothing new under the sun. Nothing new in the field of the manifest. Because in the field of the unmanifest, the total memory is there. In the hollowness of the seed, the whole tree is sitting there. The whole tree is sitting there. The gardener only helps it with some water, with something here and there, hides it and all that. The procedure is there. But the seed, hollowness, works within itself to grow into a seed and seed into a tree, into a seed again. So from hollowness to the concrete, big, huge variety full of thousands of trees and thousands of leaves and branches and all that. And then again the seed. So from unmanifest to unmanifest. This is the life of the manifestation. So all that the physical universe is the expression of the non-physical field of consciousness. And thanks to His Majesty Raja Ram, he has verified it. He has placed on the table that this is consciousness and this is physiology. It's the same thing, the emptiness of the sky, of the universe, expresses itself in the ever-expanding values of different galaxies, suns, moon, this whole huge thing is an automatic thing. It's an automatic. Only human mind is competent. Listen to this. That is our strength. Human mind is totally competent to enliven within its nature the total nature of the unmanifest, total nature of the unmanifest, manifest universe, and manifest universe within itself, again unmanifest, unmanifest, manifest, manifest, unmanifest, manifest, unmanifest. This is happening. So what a man has to do? Just align his awareness with this happening in and out, that's all. And that is what we offer. That is what we offer. Now in the name of engineering we can offer, in the name of administration we can offer, in any name we offer. But that is the wholeness we offer. And every single child of ours in our world should have access to this totality. He should have access to this whole possibility in his life, whole possibility in his life, whole possibility in his life. Dr. Hagelin, you can explain them about this attention, no? This attention. It's a very great theory of attention. This is just the theory of attention. Practice of transcendental meditation is just to groove our flow. Our flow means a flow of our intelligence, flow of our consciousness, in order to connect point with infinity, infinity with point, point with infinity, infinity with point. This is Vedic science and Vedic technology. Vedic science, Vedic technology, now is the time we are out with great joy to establish all these schools everywhere, and we want everyone to be enlightened in our world. Such a joy.